Hello, everyone. I'm Dalton Burdett.
I'm Nick Irikia.
And we are the Movie Nights.
Well, some of them.
If you're watching this because you want to hear our uncensored,
unfiltered
thoughts and opinions about the world of movies and entertainment news, so kick back.
Relax.
And thank you for being part of the conversation. What's up, dude?
How you doing?
Not bad, not bad.
Chilling?
Yeah.
All right.
It was pretty great. I actually had a really cool dream the other night.
What was it?
I was happy.
That's good. Well done.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. But yeah, we actually had a new thing that we're going to try on the show now, because, sometimes since it's only once a week, a lot of movie news stories come out, and we don't have time to exactly dive into all of them in detail as much as we want to, but we still want to address them. It's always a thing at the beginning of the week whenever we're deciding what stories to do. We kind of have to bicker about which ones get to stay and which ones don't get to stay, so we decided to just do a new segment called a B-roll. And what that is we're going to quickly go over some headlines and briefly go into some topics that we don't have time to go into on the full show, but we did want to bring to your attention because I know some of you watch because you don't know about the movie news, you don't read the trades, and you get that news from us, so you deserve to hear it. Nick, take us into the B-roll.
All right, our first story comes to us from Variety. The It prequel series at HBO Max taps Jason Fuchs and Brad Caleb Kane to serve as co-showrunners. The It prequel series currently in the works at HBO Max from Andy and Barbara Muschietti, and Andy Muschietti directed both It movies and is directing the new Flash movie.
Correct.
The show is currently titled Welcome to Derry, and HBO Max has given the show a series production commitment. Exact plot details remain under wraps, aside from the fact that it will be a prequel to both It movies. In terms of their content, Fuchs has primarily known for his work in features, having worked on screenplays for Wonder Woman, Pan, and Ice Age Continental Drift. What a collection there.
This show is in good fucking hands.
And Kane's recent credits include shows like Moonhaven and Tokyo Vice.
Nice.
So yes, It prequel series, Welcome to Derry. Our next two B-rolls come to us from The Hollywood Reporter and Collider. Separately, but I'm going to combine them, and you'll see why. Ian McShane and Keanu Reeves are set to reprise their roles as Winston and John Wick in the Ballerina spinoff series.
Yes.
Not series, movie, starring Ana de Armas.
Yes, awesome, because we had heard that based on the Ballerinas in John Wick Chapter 3 that they were going to get their own movie starring Ana de Armas. So it's good to know that they're getting the main heavy players back in there.
Yes, and what it says is Ian McShane is set to star opposite, so he may have a
much larger role.
Larger role. Keanu Reeves seems to probably just most likely be a quick little cameo there.
Yes. But
either way.
Excellent.
That was good.
That was good. I like that.
But that is it for our B-roll news today.
Thank you so much, guys, for participating in the B-roll, and that's going to be a new segment on the show for those little stories we didn't have time to really dive into. And now we are going to go into the main topics of the show. And, Nicholas, before we get to the main topics, though, you brought up John Wick with that ballerina thing. How good was that John Wick 4 trailer, bro?
That John Wick 4 trailer was rad. I'm sad it doesn't have a confusing, complicated title, though.
Hey, there's still time.
They could change it last minute.
They could. They always
didn't have
could.
one for a while?
No. I think it was just John Wick Chapter 4. Are they still doing 5? Because I know for a while they were going to do 4 and 5 back-to-back. I don't know.
I haven't heard reports on that. I don't see why they wouldn't, because it's not a not successful franchise.
Yeah. Each one has made more money, and that never happens.
No.
But yeah, I just thought that trailer was really cool. All right, so
check it out if you haven't seen it yet.
Yes, it's very good. So now that we're going to dive into the main topics, Nicholas, what do you got for us first?
Yes, our first main topic comes to us from Deadline. Deadline can reveal that Shawn Levy is in talks to come aboard to direct a Star Wars film. We are trying to pry loose details of plot and writer, but this we can tell you. Levy will focus on this one after he completes the job directing Deadpool 3 at Marvel and Disney, the one that brings Ryan Reynolds together with Hugh Jackman.
Yes, as we infamously freaked out about on the show. Shawn Levy then confirmed this news himself on his Twitter page.
I love when directors do that. Makes it so much easier. Like, yep, you got me.
All right, it's happening. Yep, there it is. But I do want to say a couple things about this. One, good for Shawn Levy.
Good for Shawn Levy.
He, one, from everything I've heard, is a wonderful guy and is great to work with. Two, is a great director. I love Free Guy. Adam Project was okay. And while I haven't seen Real Steel, I've heard it's much better than I had any right to be. And I love everything he does on Stranger Things.
I didn't know he did Real Steel. I fucking love Real Steel.
Good, yeah. So that's
Real Steel slaps.
Yeah, that's what I keep hearing.
That might be his best one.
I need to watch it, but I'm really excited for him. On the other hand, Lucasfilm, right when they get told, hey, no more announcing Star Wars movies, they're not announcing them, but man, their person in the leaks department's not doing a good job either, because all these new things are getting leaked out about these new Star Wars movies. But at least the article does confirm, like, he's doing Deadpool 3, which comes out in 2024. Then he does Star Wars.
Then he starts on Star Wars.
Yeah, then he starts on Star Wars. So this movie's probably not coming out till 2026, 7 at least.
Yeah.
So, but personally, I'm excited about Shawn Levy doing a Star Wars movie. I think he is really good, especially in his Stranger Things work. He's really good at bringing things that are dark and heavy with things that are light and are fun. You know, like that balance with him as a director, I think is really evident. Free Guy's all fun, but you know, I'm pretty sure he directed the season 4 episode with Max with the running up that hill.
Yeah,
and I think that's the best episode Stranger Things has ever had. And obviously the writing was great, but I thought his direction was immaculate.
I think doesn't the Deadline article also say that he's also might be directing a few in the final season?
He is going to be doing he might even do the final episode.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. Although I think the Duffer Brothers will probably do the final episode.
He'll do
but,
a few.
But he'll do a couple.
He'll do one at minimum. Yeah, guaranteed.
For sure. Yeah.
Absolutely. What do you think of the Star Wars film though? Like, is that going to be, do you think it's following the Skywalker timeline? Is it going to be an Elseworld type thing?
From what we know so far, the Damon Lindelof written Star Wars movie is going to be kind of the one that kicks off this franchise after Rise of Skywalker, because Rogue Squadron's been delayed and Taika Waititi's. I think we're a few months away from the announcement that Taika Waititi's movie is no longer happening.
Oh, I believe that.
I think we are. And I think eventually Kevin Feige's Star Wars movie will happen. I think he just wants to get through Secret Wars.
You think that is happening still?
Yes, because they hired a writer. They hired Michael Waldron to write that Star Wars movie.
But he's doing Secret Wars.
Yeah, so
that movie's not coming till
a while also.
2028.
Yes, yes. But the good news is Secret Wars will probably be written next year.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I'd like to see a plan for Star Wars.
I think the reason why they're not announcing projects anymore is because at the next event, whether it be a D23 next year or a Star Wars celebration, I feel like they might come out and finally announce some of these going on. Honestly, I'm only 2 episodes into Andor, but give Tony Gilroy more stuff.
I'm fully caught up on Andor, and yes, it honestly might be the best thing Star Wars has done in quite a long time. Probably since Rogue One. I'm a Rogue One supporter here.
Brief tangent.
Yeah.
I saw an interview with Tony Gilroy where someone asked him about the reshoots he did for Rogue One, and he goes, I'm not entirely sure my NDA's up on that, so I don't think I can talk about it. And I'm like,
oh.
Dude, it's been since 2016.
Star Wars does not mess around.
No. So, yeah, but anyway, I just thought that was funny, going into Star Wars, but I think that Shawn Levy is a great choice. Mm-hmm. I think he's really fun. I hope to see Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds in the Star Wars universe now. That would be amazing. But either way, really excited. I think it's a great choice. I'm being redundant at this point. I'm just happy that he's happy. I'm happy that he's getting work, and I'm happy that it's in the Star Wars universe, just like my thermal detonators that were overpriced at Disney. So what do you guys think about Shawn Levy directing a Star Wars movie after Deadpool 3? Let us know in the comments as we move on to our next story. Nick, what do you got for us?
Our next story comes to us from Variety. Disney is actively looking to develop an Indiana Jones TV show for Disney+. Variety has learned exclusively from sources. The Mouse House and Lucasfilm have specifically been bringing up the possibility of a streaming show set in the world of the globe-trotting archaeologist in general meetings with writers of late, sources say. They are still looking for a writer to take on the project, and thus, no plot details are available at this time.
Womp, womp, womp. Thank you for bringing that in, Nicholas. And this was not surprising, but it is surprising at the same time. And that, you're not just going to sit on the Indiana Jones franchise after the 5th movie comes out.
Not at all.
And we know that this is Harrison Ford's last time playing the character. And also, I'm pretty sure this is John Williams' last movie.
Ooh.
Which makes me very sad.
Right when they bring Superman back?
Yeah, right. But, yeah. But anyway, we have no idea what the show's going to be. Mm-hmm. It could be anything. It could be a reboot of the young Indiana Jones like they did back in the day, like that TV show that they did. I remember seeing things about maybe it being about Ravenwood, his mentor, and he was dating Marion Ravenwood, the daughter.
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool. It could be about anything. Either way, I think this is a good idea for Disney because I think they're not going to make any more Indiana Jones movies without Harrison Ford, and as of now, he's done. Do something new with the franchise. I think a reboot of Young Indiana Jones would be an excellent idea. What are your thoughts on this?
The Adventures of Short Round.
You know what? You're 1,000% correct.
Obviously.
Yes.
I would watch that in a heartbeat.
Absolutely.
I never watched The Adventures of Young Indiana Jones, and so therefore I don't really have an opinion on that. Harrison Ford is Indiana Jones, so I feel like that's a big ask, especially when we saw the reception to like Alden Ehrenreich playing young Han Solo.
Yeah.
So it's like, do you take the gamble on that?
How funny would it be if Alden Ehrenreich...
If it's Alden Ehrenreich? Honestly, fuck yeah.
That'd be really funny.
And
hey, it might not even be Young Indiana Jones. It could be anything. We don't know anything about the show.
Well, I know also in this new one, Phoebe Waller-Bridge is playing a big role in it.
She's playing his granddaughter.
Yes. And she's a very talented actress
That's
and
true.
a talented writer.
Didn't even consider this.
And
You're correct.
could that be where we're going?
It
and
could.
She was like, yo, Disney, what's up?
What's going on?
You got some money for me?
Yep.
And, I mean, she's a talent. Fantastic actress, so I would totally be on board for that. I mean, I haven't seen, obviously, Indiana Jones 5, so I could even be like, no, that character sucks. Why was she in this movie?
Yeah, right.
But
hey, that's a possibility. I didn't even consider that. You're right.
I would dig it.
And you know, there's something a lot of people forget about the original Young Indiana Jones show. It cuts to future Indiana Jones a few times, and there's an older actor, like a really old man, playing Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
There is one episode, I'm not making this up, where fucking Harrison Ford plays Indiana Jones.
Really?
And is back. And he was filming The Fugitive at the time. So he has that really thick-ass beard, and he's running around as Indiana Jones in a random future flash, like in the snow. I'm not making this up. We can YouTube this after the show.
That's right.
There is an episode of Young Indiana Jones where Harrison Ford on a TV show was like, fuck it, while filming The Fugitive in the 90s and played Indiana Jones again.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, swear to God. I promise. You can look it up.
I mean, there's no way. I mean, maybe they get Harrison Ford back to do
for like
some stuff on
the
that.
pilot or something, yeah.
But I don't know. It's an interesting
I'd watch an entire show about his friend that keeps getting lost in the other countries. Oh, what's his name?
Oh, yeah, I know exactly. Bring back Shia LaBeouf. I'll say it. Call me a madman.
I hope they at least mention him.
That he's still a thing.
In the fifth one.
Because he was 4, right?
Yeah.
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 What if they kept that on lock?
Dude, that would be insane. That would be actually insane. If
Probably
that
not,
was,
though, because of all the...
Yeah. Although he's doing his apology tour.
He is, but I don't know if Disney would want to touch that with a 10-foot pole.
Probably not. Maybe for Holes 2. What do you guys think about the new Indiana Jones TV show coming to Disney Plus, and what do you think it could be? Let us know in the comments as we move on to our next story. Nick, what do you got for us next?
Our next story comes to us from Deadline. Deadline hears that a global Zoom meeting was held for Warner Brothers Discovery employees Thursday morning on which CEO David Zaslav introduced new DC Studios co-chairman and CEOs James Gunn and Peter Safran. Deadline has a lot of spelling issues in their articles. It marked the first appearance together in front of the company since being named to their post in October 25th.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. And yeah, we found out a lot of interesting stuff about that town hall meeting. One of which being James Gunn confirming that all DC titles are going to be under DC Studios, which we had actually, it had been reported on previously that Joker 2 was not going to be part of DC Studios. They're saying that it is. Like, everything is going to be DC Studios.
It's all one.
Yes. Even the Batman 2, everything. And it was also pointed out that he's going to work out an 8 to 10 year plan to make stories across movies, TV, animation, and video games. All one story. Now, whether that one story takes place in the same universe, we don't know.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah.
What happens after the movies of 2023 come out, we don't know. And I will say, James Gunn and Peter Safran are in a really good place in that they're working out the game plan, and they have 4 movies coming out next year where, like, they don't have to worry about that entire year.
Yeah.
Like, they can start production if they wanted to at, like, the end of 2023. But, like, honestly, if I were them, because from what I know, I could be wrong.
There's no rush for content.
From what I know, I don't think DC has a movie coming out in 2024 except for Joker 2. I think that's the only one coming out in 2024.
Peacemaker 2 is still happening, right?
Yeah, and maybe that.
That might film next
Right.
year at some point. Yeah.
Yes. But, like, other than that, I don't think anything's coming out in 2024 because the Batman 2 doesn't even have a script yet. That's not coming until 2025 earliest, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So that gives them an entire year of stuff coming out next year and an entire year to write. They have like 2 years where they can work on this before they have to start cranking stuff out, right?
Yep.
So I think they're in a good position. And I think that with this town hall meeting of them explaining what they're going to do and everything, I think it's great. And I think this obviously means, we're going to get more of the characters we know and love because James Gunn in that call did emphasize like Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman.
Mm-hmm.
But since it's James Gunn, we're also going to get characters that we've never heard of and didn't know we would like because he also teased Lobo recently.
And Batmite. Well, Batmite was in Peacemaker. As mentioned.
Yeah, and Jason Momoa also seems to be excited about something going on, which we don't know about. But he's playing Lobo probably.
Batmite.
But oh my God, I hope so.
Just a voice. Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, I think it's very exciting. What do you think about the whole town hall meeting, and is this a good sign for you about the direction of the DCU?
I think it is. I think it's a bold task to try to include video games in it, but it's also really interesting because I don't think that has been done before, unless rumors are true about the Spider-Man PS4 character being in Spider-Verse 2.
That's true.
I
mean, I'm saying like I don't know if that's true. I'm just saying like
it hasn't been done.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
And I think it'd be an interesting thing to try to take on, but at the same time, there are people that don't play video games. There are people that don't watch animation. So I think to ask people to have to go in and watch that is kind of a tall order, or to play a game.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see it being like an Elseworld type thing, or what do they call it in DC?
Elseworld.
It is Elseworld. Okay, yeah. Which is just their version of a multiverse.
Yeah.
I could see that, and then maybe they're going to build up toward a Crisis on Infinite Earth, and then you can bring in like the video games, you can bring in all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But again, the emphasis on unknown characters, I think, is really well, especially when you have a James Gunn at the head and at the helm, because he did such a good job of making people care about the Guardians of the Galaxy. He took all those unknown characters from the Suicide Squad, and it made me really care and invested in that. Like, why would I ever give a shit about Polka Dot Man is beyond me.
Yeah.
So I think that kind of stuff also might help to flesh out the universe, but also not have to rely on like, well, why wasn't Superman here? Mm-hmm. It's like, well, he doesn't need to be in a Lobo movie. That kind of stuff where it's like, where are they on Earth? Actually expanding into the cosmos of the DC universe, I think will help a lot of like, well, why isn't Superman just there?
Yeah.
It's like, well, because.
Because is a good answer. Question for you.
Go on.
Do you think at the next Comic-Con, James Gunn and Peter Safran come out for DC and they make announcements as to what the DCEU is going to look like? Ooh. That's next July, and I'll be there.
Next July?
I won't be in Hall H, though. I waited 14 hours last time. I'm good. Once was good.
I don't think so. I don't think they'll have a full plan. I don't think they're going to come and be like, here's phases, like Marvel does.
Yeah.
But they may say, like, here's our first project that we're working on. Mm-hmm. Here's your Man of Steel 2. And after Man of Steel 2, we're going to have, and maybe do, like, 2 movie announcements. Mm-hmm. But, like, innately, Man of Steel 2 means DC Extended Universe. But it's all the DCU.
Yeah.
And maybe something else new on that front. And then maybe some announcements about the stuff we already know. Joker 2, the Batman 2, those kinds of things. I could see Peacemaker Season 2, maybe another TV show. Because I remember he was working on an Amanda Waller show a while back. Or working to develop that.
That's true.
So I think we could see something like that as well.
That is true. That would be awesome. Either way, I'm excited. And the fact that they are already getting to work at it is just a sign of good things to come, I think. And they got plenty of time to work on it. I'm also looking forward to the films next year. Because there's 4. There's Shazam 2, Aquaman 2, not in this order, The Flash, and Blue Beetle. I'm really excited for Blue Beetle.
I'm very excited for Blue Beetle. I'm very excited for Aquaman 2. I love Aquaman 1, and I will fight anyone on that.
Go James Wan. As long as he makes money, we're happy.
Absolutely.
So what do you guys think about the town hall meeting that was held at Warner Brothers Discovery in regards to the new DCU? Let us know in the comments below as we move on to the box office.
The box office.
Nick, what were our predictions from last week?
Ooh, our predictions were last week. Dalton, you had Black Panther coming in first. Mm-hmm. Black Adam coming in second.
Bold, both those choices.
Ticket to Paradise coming in third. The Fabelmans coming in fourth with its limited release in California and New York. Mm-hmm. And the One Piece film, Red, in fifth.
Yes.
On my side of things, I had Black Panther number 1. Risky move, I know. Black Adam in number 2. One Piece film Red in 3. Ticket to Paradise coming in 4th. And Smile coming in at 5th.
So we both got 3 correct, but in different spots.
Ooh, go on.
So coming in number 1, surprisingly, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. I mean, who would have thought, right? That was coming in
Good for
first.
that movie.
Yeah.
Good for them.
And also, I want to do a reminder. These are the Sunday estimates, so the final numbers could be different. But as of the Sunday estimates...
Black Panther most likely might stay in 1. That's probably a safe bet, though.
Yeah.
I feel confident in that one.
Yeah. So Black Panther, in its estimates, have made $180 million in its opening weekend.
Nothing to shy away from there.
Nope.
Nothing to be ashamed of.
It doesn't have its whole budget listed here yet, but it's around the 200 range, maybe late 100s, maybe a little bit past 2.
Mm-hmm.
Worldwide, it's already made 330.
It's going to do all right.
It's going to do all right. It's going to do all right.
Does it get to the billion like the first one?
Maybe. I think it might get to billion. I don't think it's getting to 2, because I think the first one got to 2.
Do you know what the first one opened to offhand?
It was a little bit higher than this.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it, you're going to make me look. Hold on. Before we get to that.
You're fine.
That's okay. So the first movie made $180 million. The movie in second place made 8.6, and that was Black Adam.
It's a big difference.
Worldwide, it's made 352 on a budget of 200, so it's at 1.8. It's going to lose money. Might get to 400, but it's going to lose money.
Some hierarchy shake up there, isn't it?
Yes, for sure. But yes, Black Adam in second. Coming in third was Ticket to Paradise, making... what did I say it made? It made $6.1 million. Worldwide, it has $150 million, which is crazy. And it has officially hit 2.5. Anything after this is money making for that movie. Good for them.
Good for Clooney.
Good for Clooney.
Good for
and
Roberts.
Coming in fourth, Lyle Crocodile, coming into the top 5, only dropping 5% from last week, making another $3.2 million.
How did that sneak back in?
I don't know. But its worldwide total is now $72.6 million on a budget of 50. It's made 1.5. It's probably also going to lose a bit of money. But worse things have happened. And coming in fifth, Smile, baby. Paramount Pictures, baby. In its 7th week, making $2.3 million. Worldwide has made $209. Crushing it. Absolutely crushing it.
Made just about $100 million less than a tentpole superhero blockbuster.
Yes.
That's wild.
Yes. And also, One Piece film, I predicted it would have a big drop. Even I didn't expect this big. It dropped 84%. But that happens all the time with the anime releases. All the fans go see it that opening weekend.
I believe I actually saw an ad today saying it was already on Crunchyroll, so I could see.
Oh, that could also be a part of it.
Play a factor.
Yeah, you're right.
That's part of the reason why Smile's done so well, because I'm like, oh, it's Paramount.
Yeah.
And it's a low-budget horror movie. I didn't get a chance. Well, I probably can still see it in theaters, but I was like, oh, it'll be on Paramount Plus soon. And then it was like, it's making money, and they're like, it's staying.
Yeah.
I'm not fucking leaving.
No, but here's the thing. That's exactly what happens. Like, the longer a movie is in theaters, this is pre-pandemic. I'm pretty sure the rule still applies. Maybe. The longer the movie is in theaters, the more of the percentage goes to the theater.
Yeah.
So if a movie is in theaters, let's see, Smiles in theaters, let's see, in its 7th week. So, like, for example, the first week, for example, the studio will get most of the money opening weekend. Then the next week, it drops to, all right, now, this is hypothetical, but let's say, but this is normally how the scale works. Let's say the opening weekend, they've made a deal. We're going to get 70% of the opening weekend, the studio is. You have to be a really big movie for you to get that. Okay. Week 2, though, we get 50. Week 3, 40, 39. And then it goes on, so the movies will keep playing movies in theaters if they're doing well, because they are getting more of a percentage the later it plays.
Yeah.
And overall, at the end of the day, it turns out to be about 30% at the end of the year. Total, they keep about 30% of all the movie ticket sales.
It's pretty good, especially for Smile doing that well.
Yes. Fun fact, you know what used to be notoriously mean about opening weekends? Lucasfilm.
Oh, yeah?
They refused to show The Phantom Menace in any theater that refused to give them 100% of the opening weekend.
Wow. The balls.
Yeah. They're like that. And what theater says no?
Yeah,
They're playing The Phantom Menace.
You're going to make so much on concessions.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I also want to point out, I predicted that the Fablemans would sneak in there in the top 5. It came in 15th with $161,000.
Interesting.
But I think it opened. It opened in 4 theaters. I thought it was going to be more than that.
Yeah.
But yeah. Also, I'm curious. I want to see Halloween Ends worldwide total. 104 million. Minions: The Rise of Gru worldwide box office ended up being 935.
So close.
So close.
So close.
All right, hold on. I'm going to look up how much the first Black Panther made opening weekend.
Yeah, I'd be curious just to see if this one's IN 180.
I'm pretty sure the first one broke 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it didn't make $2 billion at the box office, but opening weekend it made 202, so it did open to 200. Worldwide it made 1.3 billion, but here's the kicker: domestically 700 million. That's cray cray.
That's wild.
And I believe in the all-time domestic box office, not international, like not total worldwide, all-time domestic box office, it's 6th.
Do you think that the runtime of this new one might affect?
I think so. It might.
Its drop off.
It might affect it. And look, Chadwick Boseman,
and also less showtimes.
Okay, less showtimes. Have you gone on these movie apps and seen how many of them are showing Black Panther compared to everything else?
That's fair.
In a pre-COVID world, sure.
Yeah.
But like they're canceling movies left and right to be able to put in more Black Panther times.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, working at a movie theater sucks when this happens because let's say you'll be scheduled to work 2 to 11. Right? Because the last movie is at 10:30 and you're going to leave at 11. You're an usher, right? You got to take out some trash at the end of the night. Take you half an hour, right? Maybe a little bit more. Oh, hey, we got an email from corporate. We added an 11:30 and a 12:30 Black Panther. So now you're working till 2. That shit happens all the time and it sucks. And if you leave, you're an asshole. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Trauma. Anyway, that was the top 5 of the box office. And I'll be curious to see what Black Panther's final number ends up being.
I'd be interested too.
Do you think it's going to make more than Doctor Strange? Because Doctor Strange did open higher.
Where did Doctor Strange cap off at?
Let's find
it got close to $1 billion, but it didn't get it, right?
Yes. And I believe it opened to 190 something. So Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness opening weekend was 187, so just a little bit more.
Okay.
We could find out that it even passed that in the final numbers. But worldwide made 952.
I think it'll hover there. It'll pass or it'll be like right around that. I don't think it'll be...
All right. Because right now the highest grossing movie is Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah.
Do you think Black Panther beats it? And then I have a follow-up.
What's Top Gun at?
Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah. That would factor into it for me at least.
Nope. I spelled Maverick very wrong. Top Gun Maverick has made $1.48 billion on an opening of 126, by the way.
I don't think it passes it.
Okay.
I think Top Gun stays high.
All right. Follow-up.
Mm-hmm.
Avatar 2.
Blows them both out of the water.
I think so too. I think domestically it'll make just about as good as the first one, maybe a little bit less even. Yeah. Worldwide,
gone
out of here. Especially after that last trailer. That last trailer was excellent.
Yeah, I hadn't seen it until we saw it right before Wakanda Forever, which kind of hurt the underwater scenes of that movie quite a bit. But I'm very excited for that now.
Yeah, me too. So, as we do every time on the show, Nick, what are your predictions for next week's box office?
Next week, I'm going to keep Black Panther.
Okay. I mean, really bold.
In first. Call me crazy here. Call me a little crazy. I'm a silly little guy here.
Okay.
I'm going to put The Menu in second.
Okay.
We're going to drop Black Adam down to third. I'm going to leave Ticket to Paradise in fourth. I'm going to give the edge to Smile still.
Really?
I think I'm going to keep it. I don't think Lyle will stay in the 5. I think Smile's going to sneak in there.
All right.
Where are you at on it?
I'm going to go Black Panther number 1. Shocker.
Yes.
Like you, I'm going to go The Menu number 2.
Ah.
I will also say Ticket to Paradise number 3.
I said Black Adam 3.
Oh. Fuck it. Ticket to Paradise number 3.
Oh.
Black Adam number 4, Smile number 5. So we just flipped the middle ones, right?
Yes, that would be correct.
Because hear me out. Ticket to Paradise has been dropping in the 20s. Its whole run, right?
Yes.
Just about, except for the first weekend. I think it was a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Black Adam has consistently been dropping 50, 50, 50 each time. So if it drops 50 next week, it'll make about 4 million. Ticket to Paradise is at 6. If it drops 20, also around 4 million. It'll be close.
It will be close. I'm curious.
Me too.
I'm curious now.
Me too. Interessante.
Interessante indeed.
But yes, those are our predictions. And what are your guys' predictions? Please leave them in the comments below. Thank you guys so much. But before we move on to our movie review, I do want to do a bit of housekeeping here. While we love to have you join and watch us on YouTube, we get that life gets busy. You're constantly running around, running errands, and maybe you just don't like to see our faces, especially Nick's. So for your listening pleasure, the Movie Nights Roundtable is available in audio-only form on Spotify, Apple, Google, and all other major podcasting platforms. Simply open your podcasting app of choice, type Movie Nights Roundtable into the search, and look for that big yellow logo. Nicholas.
Dalton.
We saw a movie last week.
We did. Little feature.
Little
indie feature here.
Yeah. Perhaps you've heard of it. It's called Black Panther Wakanda Forever.
Yes.
And by the way, guys, I'm going to go ahead and say this now. If you haven't seen Black Panther Wakanda Forever, thank you for watching.
Have a nice day.
After this, the show is over. You can go ahead and come out now, because this is going to be a spoiler review. Spoiler review of the film. And I'm talking to you, Dad, because he likes to... bless you, Dad, for watching the show. But he feels like, well, I got to listen to the whole thing. And I'm like, no, not if you... because he almost got No Way Home ruined for him because he was listening to the show, and I happened to be in the room and stopped him.
Yeah.
Because he was just going to listen to it. Watch Black Panther first before you listen to this, Dad. God.
Come on, Jeff. You're better than this.
I still need to get him on the show with you. Anyway, so Black Panther Wakanda Forever. I'm going to go dive right in.
Go on.
I liked it.
Great choice of words. Dive in.
Thank you.
Water.
I appreciate it, yes.
I also liked it.
I liked it a lot. I think about it around the same as the first Black Panther film.
I liked it more.
See, I think over time I'll like it more. Here's how I feel about it right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think the highs in this movie are better than the highs of Black Panther.
Okay.
But I think the lows in this movie, the Black Panther, the first one, didn't have those lows.
Mm-hmm.
I think they had different lows that weren't as low. And this movie does not have Chadwick Boseman, which is unfortunate, and the movie pays beautiful tribute to him in the film,
yes.
But you do feel that presence missing. However, this movie does have Namor. and it does. And it does have Martin Freeman back, Everett Ross back, doing great things, even though he was totally pointless in the movie, and you probably could have cut his role out completely if you wanted to. I'm glad they didn't. Don't get me wrong. And this movie was a little long.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was a few sequences that could have been cut out because they kind of established the same thing more than once. Big highlights of the movie for me. Angela Bassett. Whoo! I'm saying it. I said it when we left the theater.
Yes.
She's going to get an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actress.
Mm-hmm.
I mark my words. Angela Bassett is getting that nomination.
And that clip will be the trailer clip of "Have I not given enough?"
Everything. Oh, you know it.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
You know it. Also, dude, I love the scene when she's at the fucking Senate hearing. Oh, dude, and she's like, I hear the whispers. Their king is dead. Now is our time. And it's intercut with them kidnapping.
Yeah.
That was fucking awesome.
Oh, the intro, the Dora Milaje in that scene.
Loved that.
100%.
Awesome. She was great. All the performances, really. I thought Letitia Wright was great as Shuri, who really had to step it up.
She stepped up and delivered.
Yep. Not enough M'Baku, but Winston Duke is always great.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone in the film. Oh, Dominique Thorne playing Riri Williams, a.k.a. Ironheart.
Denai Guerrera as Okoye.
Of course.
Well, honestly, might be my favorite character in the Black Panther.
Always love her.
Yeah.
And the actor's name who they introduced for Namor, who's leaving me.
Tinak Huerta?
Sorry for pronouncing it wrong. But yes, the actor who played Namor. Brilliant.
Namor.
I thought the action, most of it was good. There were some action sequences I didn't particularly love. I didn't love the one on the...
It was Tinak Huerta.
Okay. I didn't love the one during that intercut sequence we were talking about. I like the intercutting, and I like the fact that they were kidnapping the stuff, but I thought that action scene wasn't that great. The one on the bridge with the water grenades was fucking awesome.
That was the intro to the Ironheart Mach 1.
Yes,
which was
loved
rad
that.
too.
And I loved everything. I've seen some complaints about how Ironheart were used in the movie. I thought it worked perfectly in the story and thought it was well done. Now, granted, I was talking to my cousin, and she was like, yes, this amazing scientist who can do unbelievable things and help save Wakanda, we're just going to drop her back off at school at the end, which I was like, okay, fair, that's fair.
My only critique with that, too, is I don't like when Marvel has to CGI people because it doesn't look great.
Yeah.
Like, if you watch, like, even Far From Home, when it's just Peter Parker swinging, it just looks awkward.
Yeah.
So in her Mach 1 suit, while it was cool, I was like, this is a little rough. But then when you get to the finale, when she's in the full Ironheart, I guess Mach 2 at that point, awesome.
Yeah, it was really great. The final action sequence, both Black Panther v. Namor was awesome.
That was really good.
And the whole fight scene on like the big ship was really great, I thought. I got scared they were going to kill Namor for a second, and I was like, stop!
No, don't do that.
And I really... Okay, Angela Bassett's the queen dies, which was
shocking.
Unexpected. Yeah. And I love the scene when Namor does it. It was great. But dude, when he stabbed Shuri, I was like, no fucking way, dude. Yeah. I thought Shuri taking up the mantle, and I've been very vocal about how I thought she was the wrong choice. But giving the movie credit, they addressed how she feels about the tradition. They addressed all of that and made that a part of the story and why she was the one to choose it, and it worked for me.
And the conflict of like her not being spiritual because she's a scientist,
not
having to deal with that.
Yes,
especially when she goes to the ancestral plane. Spoilers, where we get Killmonger again.
Yes, which was really well done. I like that whole idea, and her conversation with Winston Duke, where she's like, "I'm gonna kill him," and you see Winston Duke's face of like, "Oh no, like this isn't good." And
I loved the synthetic flower.
Yes,
because it was such an integral part, because now it ties into her trying to save T'Challa off screen with that, as opposed to, yes, here are our reserves that we have. Yeah, it was really, really, I like that storyline a bit. I also, let's talk about how with Chadwick Boseman, the cold open of the movie, heartbreaking. Yeah. The Marvel logo of all of Chadwick Boseman, you could hear sniffles not only, but it was so quiet. It was almost like a moment of silence. They didn't play music over it either. It's just clips.
It was almost like a moment of silence. And you could hear a pin drop in that theater.
Oh, yeah.
It was really quite something. And the sequences at the end, like the flashbacks and stuff. Yeah. Obviously. Very, very tough to see. But I thought the film paid amazing tribute to him. The mid-credit scene, beautiful stuff. I'm Prince T'Challa, son of King T'Challa. The MCU still has T'Challa. I love that. They're much smarter than I am.
And Lupita Nyong'o just crushing everything that
oh my God. I still had hope when they were in the lab. I was like, please let Lupita Nyong'o be the Black Panther. I was like, please, a little bit. But I didn't hate that I liked how they handled it, and I didn't think I would. I also liked her dynamic, how she fought. I thought it looked very cool.
Shuri?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, when she was scaling the side of the boat, flipping around, I was like, okay,
that was great. Love how Namor got his name.
Oh yeah, the child without love, the transition, or I forgot the actual pronunciation.
Amazing, dude. Amazing.
And the thing about Namor too is he only works if you take him seriously. Yes. Because he wears his little green Spanx and he's got his little wings on his feet and he's like, haha, I can talk to fish or just breathe underwater. Yeah. But when you take him seriously, they use the wing feet so well. They use and the style of it moving, like the leaping. Yes. Oh, it was so. I love the action scene. I think it's on the boat when he's taking out the helicopter and it cuts down and you just see the feet and he just shoots back up again. Yes. Awesome. Go on.
And just casually, as if it's nothing, he just goes, "I'm a mutant," and I'm like, like I was literally in the theater with you, and we were like, I mean, like we knew that. Yeah. But like he said it. And that means in the MCU, mutants have been around since the 1600s. Yeah. We're building there, because we also talked about Ms. Marvel as well. She's a mutant as well.
And the concept of Talokan, underwater, also having a second vibranium meteor,
Yeah.
and them having all vibranium weapons as well, worked so well.
Yeah. And I will say, I'm one of the people, I really like the Eternals movie.
Mm-hmm.
I know not everyone does. I really like the Eternals movie. I will say, though, Namor and his people's reasoning for not showing themselves until now, I bought a lot more than the Eternals.
I didn't even think of that. Yeah, that's a fair
critique.
critique.
It didn't even cross my mind of like, I totally understood, like, yep, they wouldn't show themselves until now. Where with the Eternals, I was like, I mean, you could have.
Especially because it becomes more apparent, too, when you have the Eternals literally talking about Thanos.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, so you're just blatantly saying you didn't do anything.
Yeah. Because, the first pitch meeting with all the Marvel executives is, where were they when the Thanos came and attacked? And so that had to be a thing.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
And some writers in the corner are like, ha, ha, ha. Watch this.
I'm Kevin Feige. Shut up.
Kevin Feige. Shut up.
But yeah, negatives for the movie. Like I said, the runtime, it is very long. I thought that the conflict I really liked the conflict between the two nations. And I thought when the movie was that, it was working really well, especially with the U.S. government getting involved. I thought the side plot of Martin Freeman and Julia Louis-Dreyfus's Valentina
de Allegra
Fontaine character.
Sorry. Director.
Yes.
Valentina Allegra de Fontaine.
I thought that while it was great to see her, and it was a surprise, I had no idea she was in the movie.
They kept that on lock.
That storyline, that extra part of it, seemed like it didn't need to be there. They're setting something up, clearly.
For Captain America 4,
and
Thunderbolts,
and that stuff. Yeah. And Riri Williams and Ironheart, while I like the idea of her like being the reason why all this is happening, you can tell they had a quota of like, all right, make sure this, and this happens in regards to Ironheart, so when we start the series, we don't have to do all that shit.
Yeah. She needs to go back to MIT.
Yep. Yeah.
Not with this brand new suit.
No. Yeah.
What's interesting, too, about her being at MIT, and what's funny in a shared connected universe, but with also legalities involved.
Yeah.
MJ, Ned, and Flash all go to MIT.
Yep.
But that's Sony, baby.
Yeah, there's no way we're seeing them. No way.
No, but do you think there's any chance that in a Spider-Man 4, if MIT and that storyline's involved,
totally possible,
that Marvel gives them
totally possible, especially if Ironheart's related to like how it's like a derivative of Iron Man, and Peter's relationship with
and
Tony
fan
Stark.
reception as well.
Yes, of course,
which has been positive for
that
character.
I love Ironheart in the movie, and I'm excited for her show and maybe for Spider-Man 4. Please have Daredevil be in it, just for me, please.
See, I think that like I said, I love Martin Freeman's character in it. I loved him in Civil War, the first Black Panther. I feel like, set up aside, if you had just put him there, like he attends the funeral, and then he just gets stuck there, roped into everything, that might have worked a little better of that.
Yeah.
Because he was still trying to play balance between CIA duties and that. I think that would have just worked better if he was actually just in Wakanda the whole time.
Yeah. I think so too. Kind of like how they did with the first movie a bit.
Yeah, exactly. Where he's still trying to be like, but I work for the U.S. government.
Yeah. One thing that I thought the movie could have done better is when we get to Namor's backstory, it was him just like telling it to Shuri.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right. I mean, I like everything we saw, and I like the backstory itself.
It did cut to scenes as opposed to
but it was literally, instead of spending time with him alone and getting into his head, which we don't get into in the later in the movie, like the very, very end of the movie, it's just, oh, by the way, this is my story, Yeah. And I was like, okay. And I thought that the showing his kingdom happened way too late in the movie.
Yes.
Personally, from a pacing perspective.
And didn't look that great. That was kind of upsetting because I thought that the whole civilization, everything about it worked except for the visuals of the actual place.
I agree.
Very dark.
Yeah. I like the adaptation though, of it being like the Mayan city. I like that.
That worked very well, especially to not like do Atlantis
again. Yeah.
Also, how many times have we seen it? Even if Aquaman wasn't a thing, it's like, let's do something new.
Yeah. No, I enjoyed that greatly.
And his performance, I would personally, I thought he worked very well as a villain. I'd put him up there.
There are a couple moments in his performance where I didn't quite buy it, but mostly overall, I thought he was great.
But also, this was like an introducing type thing, right? So it was like his first thing
role,
ever.
Yeah.
Overall, I think he crushed it.
Yeah, no, overall, I liked the performance a lot. Yeah. But there were a couple times, though, where I was like, I think that moment could have, I really, really like the character of Namor a lot. And I'm really glad that they kept him alive. I know I've already said it once,
Yeah,
but
I'm curious what their plans are for him, and if there'll be another Black Panther movie after this, or if this was supposed to serve as a nice little...
Yeah, although, dude, I was so hoping when Shuri was going to kill him at the end, and they were laying there and she was standing there, I was so hoping to God that Namor was going to say, "Save Martha." And I was so excited.
I hope his wings grow back.
They will.
They better, right?
They better. Or get vibranium wings. Fuck yeah,
that
dude.
he can cut an ankle with it.
Yes.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Come
hell
on now.
Yeah. Come on. Okay, but you don't know what I'm absolutely stoked for in the MCU? When Wolverine is in there and someone's going to offhandedly mention, like, are we going to be okay? It's like, don't worry, this is made of vibranium. Nothing can break it. And the claws just immediately go through as the adamantium. You know that's going to be sick as fuck, dude. It's going to be awesome.
Listen, I hope that we get the Namor from the comics that just really hates Mr. Fantastic.
Yes.
Like, he straight up gets invisible, like, sleeps with Invisible Girl because he's like, no, fuck you, Mr. Fantastic. And I want that level of pettiness in the MCU.
I hope so.
Now here's my question for you. Let's obviously we're gonna do a Phase 4 ranking down the line. We want to rewatch that. That'll probably be a separate video.
Oh yeah.
Let's just go right now. Let's look at strictly Phase 4 movies. Where's Black Panther lie for you? Based on having not rewatched anything yet.
Just movies.
Just the movies.
Third.
What do you got? No Way Home and Shang-Chi?
Yep.
That's exactly where I have it. Well done.
Thanks, man. I liked it a lot. If I would grade it, I'd probably give it like an A. Which is a higher grade I gave the first Black Panther. But I do like the first Black Panther the more I watch it.
Yeah.
Not like in spades as much as a lot of people did, but I still really enjoy that first film. I do think that this story, I like the story of this film better than the first film. That I know for sure.
I think so too. I think Killmonger might still work more as a villain.
Killmonger was a better villain,
but I liked water grenades. That's where That's where I'll put it.
Yeah. But overall, movie night's recommendation. Recommend Black Panther Wakanda Forever.
A step. I've felt rather lackluster on some of the more recent MCU projects. Yeah. So I feel like this is a step up, and hopefully that trend continues into Phase 5.
Although we shouldn't really say recommend or not, considering it's a spoiler review.
Fair.
And it's like, you should only see this if you watched it.
Yeah.
So fuck what I just said.
It's good, and I would recommend it.
Even though...
Hell, if you just watched this and haven't seen it yet, go see it. It's still... It's
go
good.
see it, and sorry.
Yeah.
We ruined it.
That's on you.
Yeah, it is on you. We fucking warned you. Absolutely. So, if you liked what you guys heard today and you want to hear more, don't forget to subscribe to the official Movie Nights YouTube channel for weekly shows and movie reviews. You can also check us out on our social channels where we post updates, short video clips, and more. Those links can be found in the video description. Before we go, however... there will not be a show next week. At least not the show in the traditional sense. We may have a special video for you guys that if that video is coming, I will promote both in the community tab and on our social media, because we have a little thing that's coming. However, I don't know when it's going to post, but it might, if we have the opportunity to post it next Tuesday to fill that gap for Thanksgiving, we will post it that Tuesday. So just keep your eyes open for that. Also, this will be the first time I'll publicly say it, November 30th, whatever day of the week that is, I don't know. That is the 5-year anniversary of our first official short film, No More Safe Haven. And we got some of the cast and crew together and did a commentary of the film, watching it, reacting to it, talking about behind-the-scenes stories, showing our embarrassment, our pride, and what we liked about it. It was a lot of fun to retroactively go back and watch it and do that. And that video we'll be posting on the anniversary on November 30th, so be on the lookout for that. Anything else you want to add, my dude?
I hope everyone has a nice Thanksgiving, since we won't have the show next week.
Have a good Thanksgiving, you guys.
Thanksgiving, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.